don't really want that. So especially audit doesn't really want that. And well, that's where it starts to think about file server encryption. So basically you're giving away the file server, you're doing encryption on the server, you don't care what the people have access on, because basically you're keeping the keys in your organization. So that's pretty neat. You can do the authentication for file server encryption, which is a project we are currently working on. Yeah. Of course, you can do encryption as well, or email encryption, for example. But you always have to think about key recovery, which is a real hassle. So that's something you should really, really think about before you start. Okay, so why do we want a self-service personalization application? Well, you want to get a huge set of smart cards, bunch of smart cards in a working state. Well, the option you have is either you do it yourself or you let the users do it. Well, I guess that's an obvious choice for everybody in the room. So of course you let the users do this. And it's pretty easy for the users actually. So the user only needs an Internet Explorer, some smart card drivers, and some time. Well, this is something I'm going to show you in a little video. I hope that works. Okay. So basically you just sign up, log in, and then you get here. And you have some kind of data there, which actually comes from an LDAP directory, and which is the data which we are going to put into the certificate, or actually you can put parts of that into the certificate if you like. And then a user just has to click create certificate request, like he just did, and will wait an awful lot of time because smart cards are really, really, really slow. This actually takes like around 45 seconds with one of these little thingies. I don't know. Actually, this was not a smart card, it was the RSA security token, which I've got somewhere, but, yeah, it was one of these little toys. And this takes about 45 seconds, so I'm just rambling on about it. So basically what it does, it creates the certificate request on the device itself, and then it sends it to the CA, which will happen in a few seconds. And then the CA gets that. Of course, it creates a new workflow, because we're all working with workflows all the time. And then it actually, depending on how you set it, it's a configuration issue. Here you can see your certificate request has been approved already, and it's currently being processed. It takes another 15 seconds to go to the installation page. This is something that you might consider doing or not doing. It really depends on how you did your authentication. I mean, you might not want to offer a certificate to somebody who just authenticated to using a weak authentication. If you have strong authentication, you might just think about automatically approving the request and generating the certificate on the fly, which has the advantage that the user can install the certificate, which has already been triggered here. This takes another like 20 seconds or so, and then we're nearly done. So this actually worked, and we have a working certificate on the device, which will be shown here a bit. So unluckily this is in German, but I guess you can see that this is the certificate manager, and that is a certificate issued to me by the local test group dummy CA2, which is one of the development things, and that the subject has actually been used from the LDAP directory, which you can see here. Yeah, so basically that's everything the user has to do, which I think is a pretty neat thing, and so much for smart card personalization. So we are already at support. Well, I titled it "If Reading the Fine Manual Doesn't Help." Unluckily, the fine manual is not yet finished. It just has been started. But even when it is, as you might have noticed, OpenXP is still quite a complex piece of software. Of course, we have got a mailing list. All of our development takes place at SourceForge, so the list is at SourceForge as well, where all the users are encouraged to ask their questions, post their feature requests and stuff like this. But of course, well, shameless plug here, of course we offer commercial support as well, and if you want to do a deployment, we're here to help as well, so that works as well. And of course, the commercial development is what pushes this open source project again. I mean, I have to say that at this point, I mean, there's a lot of money behind that from people who actually want to run that, so that's where it comes from. Okay, well, hackers wanted. Hackers, that's you in the audience. We want you. If you know a bit of Perl, that would be nice. We're always looking for more developers. Of course, we're looking for a feature reporter. I'm sorry, of course, we're looking for bug reporters. There might be the odd bug in there, of course. I mean, sure. So we're happy about people who report bugs, really. I mean that. write the fine manual. I guess I'm just kidding here. Yeah, I guess we have to write that ourselves in the end. And we're looking for code auditors. I know that they don't, well, come from nowhere as well, so I guess we have to do a bit of that for ourselves as well. But if you like to have a look at open source code and find a bug, be happy and do that and report it to us. We'd be really happy to help you out there. And we're looking for use of hardware that talks SSEP. So if you got a box around that says, okay, I'm SSEP compliant, talk to me, or talk to us on the development list. We'd really like to see how the hardware behaves in that case. I've tried it with a NetScreen device a bit. That was pretty much okay for the initial enrollment. The renewal had some kind of problems, and I would really like to test it with different hardware devices. So that's the development list where you can post development-related questions. And yeah, we're already done. Questions, comments, confusion. I guess a lot of confusion. Now is the time to ask. But if you like, later is fine too. I'll be here all the time, I guess. Just call me on my deck, 2412, think Christmas, or drop me an email. Michael will be here part of the time as well. I'll drop him an email. Or of course, mail us on the development list. And thanks for your time. And we got some few minutes left for questions. Are you all shocked? I guess we just bored you to death. Yeah, do so. Huh? Ah, okay. Sorry again. Ah, yes. Sorry. Ich glaube, es geht jetzt. It should work now. It should be working now, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, everything I said, I already said. I was missing a political remark, and if you would have said it, you would have gotten more questions.
Okay.
Okay.
I was wondering what that political remark would be.
Oh, you should have done it.
Okay.
What's about plans about an ITsec certification or something like that?
An IPsec certification.
Yes, for ITsec, some level. For
Oh, if you find somebody you can pay the the audit, we'd be really happy to do that. But
yeah, but if you tell that this is used in larger companies, then
Yeah.
it might be the next future.
it might, but I guess even there, nobody will be paying for it. You need a mic for the.
At this point, could be a 542 certification, but that would be, as said, a very expensive certification like ITsec or
Yeah.
CompCriteria, and that would be very expensive. I know that my colleagues of mine are working in the US in a certification laboratory.
Yeah.
So
It would be really, really
open
interesting to
source
have that,
is
of
in this
course.
part,
But yeah, it's an open source project, and you'd have to find somebody to finance that. And I don't really see that in the near future. It might change. Might. Okay. So if no one has any more questions, enjoy your rest of the evening.